Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Star Citizen. This is beginner's tutorial number 2 video. Basically, I'm going to be going over a few details in regards to, where we left off last time. We're at Port Tressler, the station above New Babbage, which is on the planet of Microtech. And I basically wanted to go over a few things like, what you see at the bottom of the screen there on the left, which would be your fluid and your food. So I'm going to go ahead and leave our hab really quick and, your nourishment all down here. This is very vital in this game that you keep it above a certain level or it will affect your health. And if it does, your vision will get blurry and you have the potential of falling over dead. Never good. Once again, my name is Evenlease. This is Star Citizen. This is version 3.21. The 0.1 patch is out on the EPTU right now, but we are not on that version. So as you can see down here, this is currently getting lower and lower. So I'm going to show you the easiest way to get this taken care of without having to go and take your helmet off or anything like that. And this is just at this current time. I'm sure this is going to change over time. But as of right now, the easiest method would just be to leave your hab, go down the elevator, and head right to a medical clinic. That sounds really interesting, doesn't it? Hey, go get yourself checked into a room because you're low on liquids. We know how that goes. So you go ahead and do that, and it'll tell you what room to go to. You're going to go ahead and find your room, and this is going to go ahead and it's just going to redo all your fluids and foods, and if you're injured at all, you're good to go. Let me go ahead and see here. I think number 5 is right here. It's as simple as just coming on over here. You're going to see boxes on the ground. Those are just people's medical gowns. You're just going to come over here, lay down, wait a few moments. You'll see on the bottom left of the screen, your stats and everything are going to start going back up. If you have a medical Pisces, which is a type of starship, it's a smaller one, it's like a starter ship, or if you have a Cutlass Red, or a Anvil Carrick, or anything with a medical bed, you can do this as well, and you can do it on the go. So that's also an awesome feature. It's highly suggested to get a medical Pisces if you do want to find any sort of future with medical gameplay. That is a definite good go-to. It has a tier, I believe, 3 medical bed, so it only heals certain minor things, but I mean, you can't respawn in it or anything, but it is definitely a great ship to have. So once you're all boosted up there, that's one way to do it. Medical clinic. If you move over here, though, you can always go and just buy yourself a drink or a hot dog or whatever you want and take your helmet off and eat that. To take your helmet off, I know there's usually a keybind, but if you press and hold the F key and then hit your mouse 1 and mouse 2 key at the same time, you can go to this screen here, and then you'll hit Actions, Player. What was it? Player? Let me see. Item Actions? Yeah, Item Actions. My bad. Go ahead and just unequipped. So when you do that, you can go ahead and put the food in your hand and go ahead and eat it. Once again, to do that, you press I. It'll be here in your inventory. You can right-click on it and equip, or you can just grab it and drag it into your hand. You'll see an area to do that with. Moving on from the food and drink area and the medical portion. Like I said, if you're injured, best place to go is a medical clinic. Also, though, if you're injured out in the field, if you press the C button, you'll equip one of these medical pens here. And this is very easy to use. You just hit C, and then you just hit mouse 1, so it's left click, and you'll inject yourself, bringing your health back up. Now, there's also medical guns in the game to where you could heal yourself or heal others around you. You can really become a space medic if you want to, flying around and assisting players when they request the assistance. It's a really cool gameplay element. It can be kind of tricky, though. Always keep your eye out, because if you don't, you could get put into a trap and killed. So that doesn't happen too often, but it does happen. Always be aware of your situation and surroundings, for sure. Next up, after kind of going past that portion, as a new player, you're going to be sitting here going, oh man, what do I do now? You can make friends, you can talk and chat and, see what's going on. You could jump into someone's turret and, gun for them and do missions. Or if you want to just kind of get your, feet wet doing something on your own, go ahead and hit F1. And for right now, I'm going to show you a basic delivery mission. So I'll go into a contracts manager. I will go to delivery, and let's see here. That one's 2 packages. I just want to do 1 package. So this is worth 3,000. 3,000. I'm going to be honest with you. As a new player, it's great. It's a good, starting point. Do that 1 package, kind of, yeah, sure. I honestly would focus on the ones that say 9,000, or there's even some over here that are 15,000, 12,000. These are all awesome. If you go to, let me see here. I think it's under, no, well, I mean, that's one way to do it. But there's also another one on here that you can go and, oh, retrieval ops, my bad. So these ones here, they're picking up packages, but they're also clearing out derelict outposts. There's typically people guarding these packages. So be wary of that you'll make 10,000 UEC for getting these 3 packages at typically 3 different outposts. But each one of these outposts will be guarded by a certain amount of AI, and you will have to clear them out to grab these packages. Also, while you're there, you'll have the chance that a enemy cutlass will come in, park its ship right next to you, and drop off troops. So always be cautious of that as well. Like I said, let's just do a simple delivery mission really quick. Just kind of go over how to do this. So I've accepted the mission from here. Given the server status that we're having a little bit of a slowdown with the servers right now due to so many different builds being out. It's going to tell you where to go. It's going to set up a waypoint of where to go in the world. I already know this one's on the moon around Microtech. Let's go ahead and head that way. So by the time we get over there, hopefully the mission will be ready. So we're going to head over here. I'm going to grab my ship really quick.
Welcome to the aUEC vehicle retrieval system.
Let's see here. Need something that's going to go ahead and allow me to put the package in the ship. There are some ships out there that do not have any space for anything, not even picking up a simple package. Be wary of that when you're buying ships with real money or with in-game credits. If you really do want the cargo space to do deliveries or do cargo or anything like that, you got to make sure that that ship actually has space to do so. There are ships out there that just do not. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up. Alright. We're going to go ahead and take off. Oh, look at that. See, contract accepted. So it finally came through. Usually it's instant. You don't have to wait usually that long. Some of the servers are just having some slowdowns right now with mission acceptance. So if that does occur to you right now, just give it a moment. Don't, go out and accept 500 missions going, oh, it's not working. Because it will show up. Let's go ahead and get this ship here turned on. Let's see. Deployed. Flight ready. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and request the doors to be open with left Alt N. And it's in November. Now, as you can see, it's continuing to show me that everything is now being accepted. It's now telling me where I need to go, and I even see the little green arrow on my HUD. So I'm going to go ahead and take off here in a second. So also another little bug is sometimes our engines are on, but look, nothing happened. I'm pressing space. I'm going to turn off my engines. Give it a second. I'm going to turn my engines back on. Make sure this is so slow. So there we go. Fix the problem. Easy peasy. Not a big deal. Not game breaking. It is what it is. It happens. I'm going to go ahead and take off my little cutter scout here. Beautiful little ship. Has a lot of great little features that are really going to start coming into gameplay function sooner or later. Let's take a look here. So the package is on the other side of the planet at that moon. So I'm going to jump to an OM point. That's MIC L4. That's the Stanton Magnus. So this part right here, obviously you need to jump to that point, but you can't jump through a planet, right? So now I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to choose my... Oh. Yeah, it should be here, right? So, yeah, that's where it at. Okay, so it's going to direct me to OM3, so that's going to be a little green arrow here. After setting my route. And again, if you didn't see that, you'll go here, you'll go in, you'll click on the planet or the moon, and then you'll hit set route. It'll show up here. It'll show you how long it takes here to make that jump. And go ahead and just start jumping. Press B, aim at it, calibrate, and then press and hold B. Same goes here. I'm going to wait until it's done spooling the drive and calibrating. Go ahead and make that jump. Almost done, almost done. Okay. Perfect. Once again, there's no loading screens. There's nothing like that. I can move around fully and freely inside my ship since I do have an interior. Obviously, this jump here is a lot smaller of a jump compared to other jumps. If I was jumping across the system, I could get out, walk to the back of the ship, drink a drink, open the door, shoot off some rounds. I wouldn't suggest that. There are certain bugs right now with opening the door and you flying out of your ship. So Last thing you want to do is get stuck in the middle of space, but hey, explore whatever options you want to go through and how you want to play your game. So now I'm going to jump over to this station. You got to be careful, not station, but this outpost. Some outposts have armistice zones, and some don't. What this means is you're either protected while you're there, or you're not protected while you're there. If you look at the top right of the screen, you'll see a satellite image with some bars. That's telling you that you are in a registered UEE security space. And what that means is that any actions you do towards other players or AI or whatnot could gather you a crime stat. Like, it's going to register right away. It's like Minority Report. You know, they see it. They see what's happening. So be wary of that. If you see that symbol, you will get a stat or whatnot if you attack someone else's ship, if you attack someone else. So if you just see a random ship sitting on the ground, you go, whatever, there's nobody in it, I'm just going to shoot it. Well, you're probably going to get a crime stat. So just make sure you're careful with that. If you get a crime stat, there is a chance that you could be hunted by bounty hunters and killed. If you are killed, you will be sent to a prison. I know that sounds weird in a video game, doesn't it? But yes, you'll be sent to a prison system, and you'll have to do your time. Depending on the severity of your, criminal acts, the time could be rather short. It could be 5 minutes to it could be a couple days, honestly. Now, there are ways to escape prison and get out of that, so you don't have to do all that time. And there's also lawful ways of getting out of prison sooner, like mining and getting released early. Now, these are all things to consider. They are all gameplay elements and everything. Some people don't like it, some people do. I think it's a great thing to have, just so people aren't running rampant doing whatever they want. But just remember that. So now we're heading towards our package. We're in a secure area when it comes to that radar there. A lot of criminals won't care about that. They already have crime stats, so it's just more or less you got to be careful, right? It's it's a gun-free zone basically. You could shoot back, but if you're the first person shooting, you're gonna get a stat. Just remember that. Let's move over here. Oh, we're finally coming up to this. And then once we get up to this area, we're going to see if this is an armistice zone. You're going to tell pretty quickly another symbol is going to show up here on the top right. As you can hear, I deployed my gear. I know where my package is located in that building. Boom, you see that little circle right there with the bullet through it, or the cross through the bullet? That tells you this is an armistice zone. So you can't shoot your weapons here. Weapons are locked. Nobody can shoot their weapons. And if someone's outside of that zone and shoots at you, don't worry. The damage they can't damage you or your ship. So there's no real threat to you at this point. Shut off my engines. Let's go get that package. You are safe. You don't have to worry about bringing out a gun. You don't have to worry about doing anything. I don't even think you can bring out a gun in an armistice zone. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and head out of this ship. Like I said, this is a fantastic little ship. Sooner or later, there's going to be a scanner function here that will allow you to get more in-depth scanning, other ships, land, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a pretty neat feature. I can't wait to see how they fleshed it out. As of right now, it's not operational, but it will be, I hope, soon, probably in the next year, but we don't know. So as you can see, there's a whole facility here. I do recommend going in each one of these buildings and looking for loot crates. They're either white or red. Sometimes they could be different colors, but you could find random items that could really help you on your journey throughout the day, from water, food, to items. Like right now I'm looking around. These aren't what I'm talking about. I'll kind of show you what I'm looking for. Let's see here. Now, I see that my package is right here on the shelf. That's great. I'm going to continue to look for other loot crate options here. Ooh, like right here. See, this is a loot crate. It's white. It says loot on it. I'm going to look through it really quick. All right, so there are some things here. Like this right here is good to have. I would take the multi-tool. Multi-tools are good because they can either come with a couple different attachments, from hand mining to a tractor beam and picking up cargo. You'll even have some of the attachments here. This right here is the mining attachment. Grab this, put them together, blah, 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 etc., etc. You can find armor, weapons, food, all sorts of things. This is not one of the crates you can go in, so don't worry about that. Any of the crates on there can't go in, so I'm not worried about that either. I'm just looking around. If I can find a red crate, I'll show you what that one really looks like. I think I haven't checked this door. Nothing. Okay. So let's grab our package. Let's go ahead and move out of this building and bring this to the ship. Sooner or later, there will be a lot more of a pressurization feature going on. Like as of right now in ships and stuff, when you open up, there's no real such thing as oxygen and pressurization, like sucking you out of the ship. There is oxygen in your ships, so when the doors are shut, or even when they're open, you still have a breathable atmosphere as long as you're inside your vessel. But in the future, they're going to make it more realistic in the sense of if I was to open this door to space, everything in this area would be sucked out if this was a pressurized room. So I'd want to depressurize the room before opening that door, or I'd risk, waving to my friend as he gets blown out the door, or my cargo or anything else I have stationed there. Like I said, you could check around, try to see if there's any other crates or whatnot. A lot of these stations too will also have ground stations to where you can pull out ground vehicles. I don't know if this one does, but if it does, usually it's a small blue building. You go into it, there's 2 blue little pads by it, and you'll be able to pick the ground vehicle that you currently own. Like you got the Nova Tonk, or there's other vehicles coming currently. So that's always good to know if you want to just kind of drive around and do stuff like that, or if you have a big enough ship, you can put it on your ship, fly it around with that. It's pretty sweet. Something I'll show you in another video. Let's go ahead and get this package delivered and come to the end of this little walkthrough video on kind of going through your first mission. Let's go ahead and turn my engines back on. Like I said, I turn off my engines, nothing else. I like to keep my shields up. I don't know, just it makes me feel safe, right? Especially if you're not in an armistice zone, it could really help you out. So, landing gears up, engines are on, systems are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and take off. I think my next location is on a different moon or planet. Yeah, so I'm going to lift off. So when you're on a moon like this, your altitude only needs to be, I think, about 2,500 meters to 2,000 meters to 2,500 meters before you can jump out. So it's not that big of a worry about how high up you need to be. I'm going to go ahead and get on the map and see where I need to go. Oh, looks like I'm going to Microtech. Perfect. Where am I going on Microtech? I am going to the Point Wayne Emergency Shelter. So I'm going to click right on that shelter and hit set course. Obviously, it's not doing it for me, so that's all right. If it's not set course, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of manually do it here. So I'm going to get up high enough to where that marker is now visible from behind the moon here. So I'm just going to continue going, kind of get more speed behind the engines. Sometimes this happens. The current star map is kind of glitchy and buggy. Everybody hates it. I hate it. It's terrible. There is a new one coming. Don't know when, but it was shown over at CitizenCon a couple weekends ago, and it looks amazing. Can't wait to see it. Finally hit the game. So I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I can get my engine spooled here. Yes, okay. So I'm going to jump straight from Microtech, the planet itself. I'm not going to try to hit any of those other points. I don't want to confuse the system or, shoot somewhere I don't want to be. All right. I love this game. This game's great. And you have a lot of fun, too. Like, if you just take your time, make it... It's like going fishing, right? You just sit there and you relax. Find things that you want to do. And sometimes if you don't know what to do or if you get bored, just start talking to people in chat. If you kind of start getting a hand on the game and knowing what to do, help somebody else out. There's always a new person. Always a new person. Or worst case, just make some friends and go do some crazy stuff. As you can see, I know exactly where I'm going because of the mission symbol. So I'm just going to point that way, spool the drive, and get going. Once I get over there, I'm going to land. I don't think this one's going to be an armistice zone. We're going to see here real soon. So we're jumped to this side of the planet. And once we're out of this, I'm going to set it to full speed. Actually, I'm going to set my cruise control now. To set your cruise control to where you're not having to hold W, this is something I didn't go over with. It's left Alt C. It used to be a little bit easier than that. It used to just be one button, now it's two. So left Alt C, and you'll see that little arrow pop up here next to the box. That tells you that that's the speed that you are just on cruise control. It's like driving a car, right? So turn off my jump drive here. I have my cruise control set. Obviously, I am within the atmosphere of a planet, so I'm not going to be able to get to that speed because the atmosphere slows you down. You're not going to be able to get to your top speed. Oh, my marker disappeared. Oh, there it is. I swear, sometimes. Oh, right there, look at that. So that's a rescue beacon that just popped up. That's a real player asking for a pickup or a rescue. And it shows you the amount that it's worth and everything. Those are accepted really quick, so if you want to do something like that, you got to accept them fast. You got to hit that button it tells you to hit, so you can get that beacon. And always be wary. Like I said, it could be a trap. You don't want to get stuck in that position. Or maybe you do. Maybe you have a whole team and you're ready to go out there and find those traps, get rid of those bad people. Let's head over to the drop-off right now and land. Man, I can't wait to see the new cloud tech. This cloud tech's already great. It's got some real fuzziness to it at the edges, which is kind of, oh well. But they showed some new cloud tech over at CitizenCon. That looks fantastic. Can't wait. Coming in a little bit hot here, but that's all right. Kind of want to get here sooner rather than later. This game just beautiful. Beautiful. It's everything you can do. It's fantastic. While you're flying a ship, by the way, if you see you do have decoys and you have noise, this is like your anti-missile system. If you press H, that's going to shoot decoys. And then if you press J, it's going to shoot your noise. Noise is basically like chaff. What happens is it deploys a bunch of chaff behind you, and it helps disrupt your signal so they can't get a lock on you. Decoys are just flares. So if you have a rocket coming at you, that's a good thing to dump them quick, and that's good. As you can see here, there is no armistice zone here, so you got to be careful. You can pull out your gun when you land. You can get shot at while you're here. Your ship can get shot at. Don't turn off your systems. Leave them on. Okay, so I'm landed. It wasn't as much of a landing as I wanted it to be. I'm gonna keep my engines off. I always turn off my engines. All right, let's get this package delivered quick and get the hell out of here. Personally, you never know if someone got dropped off here, and that's why you didn't detect a ship on radar. I always like to make sure I have my gun out, but obviously I can't do that when I'm holding the package, so I'm just going to grab the package and hope I don't open this door and get shot in the face. Maybe good to make a couple passes here and there if you're unsure, just so you see if there is any movement. Oh, that wind almost just pushed me over. That's crazy. For now, I'm going to assume that this place is okay. The door's open. That's a little concerning, but I'll be all right. I hope. All right, let's get this package dropped off, make our money. It's going to show you exactly where to put the package. Actually, I'm going to cancel. I didn't mean to do that. Where'd it go? Here it is. I need to pick that up. You don't need to left click and place. Usually if you just press and hold F, a button that says place will come up. You just press and click that, and it'll set it right where it needs to be. And there you go. Contract complete. You've made money. Congrats. Look at this. Another package. Somebody else's probably. Which means I don't want to be here for too long. But look at this. There's loot. So I'm going to check out what's in these loot boxes really quick, and then we'll call it a day. Right here is the tractor beam attachment. Really cool. I'll show you what that does right now. So if you have a multi-tool that you got from another box, you can pick up boxes, you can pick up bodies, and sooner or later there's going to be different types of multi-tools like this that can pick up bigger items, like ships. But that will be a lot harder, so don't expect to pick up a massive ship with a handheld tractor beam. Let's take a look. Pants. These are all clothes that you don't wear, like, you can't wear them with a spacesuit, basically. So if you're on a planet that has oxygen, you can wear this instead of a spacesuit. Completely up to you. Lifeguard medical attachment. This is good if you have the medical gun, so it's good to have. Yeah. And when it comes to that, spacesuits do protect you from the elements, so remember that. And if you want to run around without one on, that's your doing, but they do protect you from the elements. So like if you go outside, it'll tell you, hey, it's freezing out here. You're probably going to, want to get inside soon or get a suit on. As you can see right there, the temperature is dropping rapidly, and it tells you how long you have to survive. So that timer, it moves, as if I would take off all my armor right now, it would tell me a different kind of thing. But yeah, nothing out here. If you are out in a situation like this and your mask starts getting all blocked up, if you hit left alt X, you can go ahead and clear that up for a minute. All right, well, I'm going to call that a round 2 of the video here on how to do some missions and maybe a little bit of the medical gameplay. Obviously, I wasn't injured or anything, so I couldn't go too into detail with that. If you have any questions or anything, please don't ever hesitate to ask in the comments, and I will do my best to answer for you. Thank you for watching, and I will be doing these videos, the tutorials, once every weekend, expanding on more and more things. During the week, I will be releasing other videos going over ships, features, and other awesome things in the game, from guns, sounds, to all that kind of stuff. Yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day.